Hey everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. In today's video, I want to talk about the victim mentality of a narcissist and how it plays into what they do to gain sympathy and support from other people. I want to go into further detail on that. I know you guys are just tired of that, that other side, that covert side that just has to run in and play the victim, that has tons of excuses for their behavior. I had to work late, so that's why I dropped the kids off late. But in reality, they didn't respect your time and they don't have sensitivity towards your time. So they want to come late whenever they feel like it to drop the kids off or whatever. But the excuses that they use is just to cover themselves, just to clean up their actions and just to clean up the crime scene a little bit. They are really good at covering their tracks and making people feel sorry for them. And that's what the reality of is dealing with individuals like this. They are really good at creating a situation, actually first testing you, creating a situation, and then twisting around to gain sympathy and support from people. So people will look at you as the bad person and them as someone who needs the support. So I want to talk about that. And before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you everybody who's been supporting this channel for a while and just listening and tuning in, and just for those of you that I've been helping, and those of you that actually been helping me, checking in on me, seeing how I'm doing. I thank you guys so much. And everybody that's new also, thank you guys so much for tuning into this channel. Lots of videos about family court, the legal system, that are on this channel to support those of you that are in those unfortunate situations. So check those out, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this video. Like I said, mainly I want to talk about the grandiose narcissist and how they turn into the victim to gain support. A lot of the strategies that they use, which is mainly, when you talk about grandiose narcissist, everybody know this is a narcissist, the one that's outgoing, that that is more so well received by the public, that people pretty much like. They like that extroversion. They feel like they're connected to the narcissist. They like how charming they are. They charm the pants off of people. They make people laugh. They crack silly jokes, and they're not even funny, but they make people feel good about themselves too. You will see them, especially if you had to see them in a legal setting, you'll see them charm and smooth as silk to the judges or, mediators in the legal system, charm the pants off of them. They just know how to work people. They know how to use people. They're professional con artists, they're con men, con women also. They know how to really charm people. So they work people. They do this every day. They've been doing it for years. So with that comes a person that seem to be outgoing and just has a very high self-esteem. But at the same time, the flip side of that person is a grifter, a con man, somebody who just knows how to get in people's head, how to charm people. And a lot of people like to be charmed. Now, I'm not saying that it's right, but a lot of people like to be charmed, like to feel good, So with that charm comes people letting down their guards a little bit to a complete stranger. And a narcissist could be a complete stranger to the person that they're charming, but they can let down their guards a little bit and be more trusting to this individual. So that's basically one of their tactics that they use, just that charm. And people are going to support them more or have more like towards them than they will you, because you didn't put in that work. You didn't charm people. You didn't crack a silly joke. You come in there, and you're just you. There's nothing wrong with being just you, who you are. You don't have to go out here and use people or, try to get liked, or just be you, there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing: when you're needing help or support from whatever the dynamics is with you and the narcissist, it could be legal and children involved. When you're needing support, you got teachers, and they seem to be more biased towards, and they have more likable towards the narcissist, just because of the way they work them. They charm them. They feel like this is a nice person because they were charmed. And that right there is a pretty slick, pretty dangerous person, because why do you need to charm people? That's the thing right there. That's what the narcissist is about. Using any and everybody to meet their goals, which are, they have goals and they have plans in mind, and that's usually a bigger picture too. They'll go through using numerous people and gain support from others, teachers, doctors. They can charm doctors, they can charm, judges in court. It only takes so much for a person to be more accepting towards one person than they are the other person, because the other person didn't charm them. And that's really silly. It really is, it really just shows you that the world, it's changes, and it's things that happen in the world that shouldn't happen, that's wrong. But what can you do about it? What can you really do about somebody liking one person more than the next person? You can take your notes, and you can make sure, you can try to understand if these people are being professional or if they're breaking any rules or laws or anything, and being careful, because people will cross the line and turn into a flying monkey or something for the narcissist, just because the narcissist put in extra effort and work to get these people to support them, to charm them, and to use their wits and narcissism to get these people on their team to go against you and to do extra favors for them. They are con men. That's what you call a grifter, a con man, So that itself is effective for the narcissist. And what they do, they turn, my next part of this is how they turn into the victim. They, those people that they charm, those people that accepting to them, that like them, they put their personal problems onto those people, and they inject it into them. And these people are usually like, oh wow, I can't believe you're going through that, I'm so sorry. They're sympathetic for the narcissist, because the narcissist knows how to gain sympathy from people. They're really good at that. They are better in some ways at it than victims, because victims, of the abuse go through so much. Sometimes you're not even as emotional as the narcissist is, because maybe you already been through so much emotional part of it. Maybe you don't even cry anymore about what the narcissist does to you, or maybe you just not as emotional about it. You don't really break down, or you just tell your story because you survived it. So people don't really understand the difference between a survivor and someone who is really playing the victim role. That's the sad part about it. They can't identify it. They don't know how to connect with it. So a lot of the sympathy and support goes towards the narcissist because of the role that they're playing. Someone would really have to understand abusers and how they operate to really see that something is fishy going on. Like, this individual is just so emotional about the situation. This other person, survivors usually are not as emotional, but they tell their stories, and it's like, okay, there's two different stories being told, but kind of the same things are being come up. They're saying it was abuse. They're saying someone is trying to take the kids away, but one person is just like so charming but emotional, and I have to give them the support, or why can't I find out what this other person has to say even though they're not as emotional. Somebody would really have to use their wits and to understand and get down to the bottom of it, that won't be swept off their feet by the narcissist charm. So you have to be careful for that victim role that they're playing, because they can put you in a situation, for them to play the victim. They can, they do it a lot in custody and legal disputes. If, it's time for them to leave your home or leave your residence, they will fly and go ahead and jump ahead of you and, try to come by your home and get their things, and they will try to attack you, and then they're going to say you attacked them and they were just trying to get their belongings. They will lie and twist the reality of the situation so they can get the victim role, play the victim role, and get sympathy and support from people. They can go from being grandiose, someone who's charming and outgoing and overconfident with a very high self-esteem, to actually being a victim, somebody who's being taken advantage of, who needs help from other people and needs their rights and wants their rights. Narcissists love their rights. They love the power that they get from the legal system, and they love it because they abuse all of it. They abuse every little rule or law or any little thing that they involve in. They flip it around. They don't mind breaking the rules or contracts or anything, just because they want things to work their way. They want you to follow the rules, but they get to do what they want to. They feel as though they're entitled. That's where you'll see that sense of entitlement. They'll even tell you, a narcissist will even tell you that I can do this sometimes because things happen, or I could be late for dropping the kids off because things happen, things come up, and you're like, do you understand? This is like a legal contract. You supposed to follow it just like I am. They don't understand that. They don't look at it that way. They look at it a different way, that they're going to have support and sympathy from people once they tell them that something happened or something came up on their end, and people are supposed to be accepting of that type of behavior. They take that victim role and that mentality also to increase their odds of winning. Sometimes in the legal system, you'll really see that they will put a lot of effort into calculating your demise. They will try to take your kids away, try to take your property, try to get you thrown in jail. And just the victim role increases their odds of winning, because, we all know in a lot of ways that the legal system is not just about all the proof and the physical evidence that you had. It's about your story, your testimony also. So they know they have to come in there giving one hell of a testimony with a lot of these emotions, these fake emotions. They're actors, just to get people to side with them, and they increase their odds of winning by taking on that victim role. So you got to be careful about what situations they put you into and how you react. Your reaction is key to them playing the victim role, because you got to take them up out of that victim role, that victim mentality. You got to let them know, hey, you are supposed to be here on time. Just nicely. You don't have to fuss them out and say, oh, you're being late, dropping the kids off again. I'm so sick of you. They're going to say, oh, she cussed me out just because I had to work late. I don't understand. I told her nicely I had to work late and I couldn't be on time. And, that's that victim role right there. They know they are good at it. They are good at playing it, and at the same time with them playing that victim role, they are really competing with you to get people on their side. It's like with them, it's just, they're like teenagers, really, emotionally. They want everybody on their side and want nobody to be on your side. And they are really good at pulling a lot of tricks, using a lot of tactics to do those things, to accomplish that. So you got to kind of repel them, just like cockroaches. You got to put down a spray, and if they don't like the spray, they're going to run off, That's how you got to treat the narcissist. Pay attention to the signals when they are trying to play the victim. There are different signals that they let off, Depending on your situation and the dynamics of it, pay attention, because it's not fun being looked at as the bad person. while the narcissist is looking at, people want to help them, want to support them, and they looking at you like you're bad and the narcissist is good. That's because they created a victim situation. They made you look like the narcissist, the abuser. So I made another video about that victim role. Just check that out, guys. Really got to be strong. Really pay attention to any situation that you're in with them. And they let off little signals. They give little hints because they think they're so smart. They don't think you understand what they're saying. The overt side is saying one thing, and then the covert side is saying something else. They're passive aggressive. So they are going to play the victim, but you also have to turn that victim mentality back around and just let them know that you're following the rules, and ask them, can they please follow the rules, or whatever, whatever the situation is that you're in. So that's that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. So tell me how you have repelled the narcissist or tried to stop them from playing that victim role, if you've dealt with that, and what's been working for you guys. I always like to have those type of conversations with you guys about your situation. So let me know in the comments below, guys, and I will talk to you guys later.